for your $7. We appreciate it. This is our Tupperware party. We fooled you. There is no comedy show. But my name is Josh Bates.
Dave Sweeney.
We are the host of the best podcast in Charleston. Lowcountry Lowlifes. Yeah, you should listen to it. Or maybe try to be quiet. We already started. Yeah. And it's my comedians too. They're in their corner talking the most. So tell them to shut up.
You'll get your turn.
So, welcome to the first annual Comedy Smackdown for Charleston. Alright? So basically we're going to give you the rules. And you are going to participate as much as possible. And later in the show there's going to be a little surprise presentation from the audience as well. We're not going to tell you that yet.
No.
So you guys are going to be the judges tonight for the show. The winner is going to get like $160, which is awesome.
Let everybody know, you know. Don't boo them, but you know.
So Dan's a little bit high.
Yeah.
Do you feel it yet? Do you feel the energy in the room?
Yeah, it's shifted.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, the winner's gonna get $160. Second and third, fourth place, they're gonna get some money because I'm gonna feel bad for them. And it's their own money too, so it's like a game of poker. They put their own money in it, betting on themselves, which is pretty awesome. And it's pretty awesome for me, so I don't have to pay them, which is even greater.
A lot of them are poor, so this means a lot.
Yeah. That $7 is a lot for a lot of these guys.
A lot of money.
Yeah. But so this is how the show's gonna work. We're gonna have two comedians come up, right? Like we are right now. We come up, the time starts, it's gonna be about 60 seconds, and it's gonna start with you look like. So Dan would start, and Dan would say some type of something.
Josh looks like he's method acting for the role of garden owner. Something like that.
Right. And then I would say, Dan, you look like a little Debbie had a sex change.
All right.
And then Dan would go.
Josh looks like his mom was a radish and his dad was a ball of fire.
And then I would say, if despair and sadness hooked up one night and fucked, this would be the result. And then so we go back and forth like that for a minute. Dan and I are going to be in the back. We're going to call time. We'll be the judges. We'll come up and we'll say stop. And then the audience will decide who won by the sound of applause. Now the applause sometimes is going to sound the same. So my final judge and executioner, she doesn't know it yet, is going to be Cammy. Cammy. So if we can't figure it out, Cammy's going to point, and she's going to be like, you'll be the one gladiator. You'll do the thumbs up and down. Yeah. How many gummies did you take?
4. Two. Yeah, who wants to guess? All of them. Today was 5. It's Saturday. And driving's not that hard, so.
Did you really take 5?
Yes. Why would I lie at this point?
That's true. Yeah.
All right.
All right, so you guys ready for the show?
Wait, sorry.
All right.
That energy again.
Okay.
There's mic cords here,
Yeah.
you know, so don't trip on them or you'll look like an idiot.
That's good. You're so functional.
Sorry, thank you.
I'm ready.
Well, I noticed them. I was afraid of falling.
Get a drug problem, guys. Come on.
Very much.
All right, so our first two comedians that we have both dear friends of mine. Let's give it up for Bill Davis. Come on up.
I'd like to file an official complaint. I love all the people I'm about to shit on.
We haven't started yet, though. And
Except for Josh.
the guy that gets carded anywhere he goes, Mr. Sean von Buseck, please. Okay. All right, so here we go. So on the count of 3, Bill, you're going to start off. 1, 2, 3, and go.
Sean, you look like you're a great father who has tender affection towards his own son. Burn!
Man, Bill. Bill, you look like the guy in the white van that's in front of my house every morning.
It's an ice cream truck. Yeah, most commercial step stools are still too tall for you.
Bill, you look like if Satan and Larry Bird had a love child and Roseanne Barr was the surrogate.
That's fair. That's fair. You look like you are your mom's favorite child. Booyah!
Bill, you look like standing next to me like a bad version of the movie Twins.
Yeah, but they'd be talking about my tits. You look like you finally know your ex-wife was right.
Bill, you look like a Nazi. In other words, during sex, you cannot see your penis.
And time! Give it up for these guys! You're vaccinated. All right, so don't leave yet. Okay, so give it up if you want this person to win. I'll put my hand over their head. Sorry. So, all right. So if you want Bill, give it up for Bill. Pretty good. And if you want to give it up for Sean. Mr. Sean, you're going to the next round. Give it up for these guys. All right, so we're going to keep moving along. Our next two comedians, Mona Binder, come on up, and and Lur O'Brien. Come on up, guys. Take your time, it's okay. All right, so you guys, you have to take your paces here. All right, are we good to go? Are you guys ready? All right, count of three, you're going to start it off. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go!
Mona, you look like you eat so much Ben & Jerry's you're becoming Jerry Garcia.
Tyler looks like a Pokemon whose only attacks are simp and unflattering dick pics.
Mona, you look like Bitch Hedberg.
Tyler, you look like a 40-year-old man stuffed into the body of a 14-year-old girl.
Mona, you look like Gamey Schumer. Mona, you look like a Cabbage Patch Kid that smokes its own hair.
And time! Everybody give it up for these guys! All right, so you guys know the drill for Tyler O'Brien. And Mona Binder. We have a winner. Thank you guys. Give it up one more time.
He touched a woman!
All right, so the next two comedians I have up, really funny people. Give up for every guy who looks like you bought weed from. True stories. Come on up, take your time. He's like texting his baby's mama right now. Oh, he's setting up his video.
Respect.
Take your time, it's okay.
True, I got you. I'll film you. I'll film you.
Yeah, we got you. No, that's cool. We'll just pause this show.
Yeah, pause this.
It's all right. It's all right. Here, I'll just lay down. I'll wait for it.
You want a slice of pizza?
I had a good burn for you and everything. You ruined it. And for the other guy that you look like you get drugs from, Mr. Austin Hughes. Give it up for Austin Hughes. All right, you guys know the rules? You guys ready? You guys good? And 1, 2, 3, and go.
True, you look like you don't do taxes because that's white people shit.
You look like Matthew McConaughey knockoff version Matthew McConaughey. Is that Austin?
Use your words.
True, you look like Mike Wazowski with 2 eyes.
Hey, Austin, you look like an 80s pizza boy porn actor. Bad jokes and dick.
True, you look like you keep your Gucci shirt on at the beach.
You look like the next day after a final notice of eviction.
True, you look like Lil Bill after he grew up, but just smoked cigarettes. But still date raped.
Oh, you look like every gay successful comic I ever seen.
True, you look like you'd leased a car from the 90s.
You look like episode 3 of To Catch a Predator.
True, you look like, okay, I might look like I diddle kids, but true, you look like you neglect kids.
Wow, that was exciting. That was special. All right, let's hear it for Austin, everybody. And let's hear it for True. Can I get one more time, right? Austin. Yeah, that sounded like Austin. All right. True. Some people flipped their vote there. You're trying to confuse me? Gammy, do I need to get...
We're not Arizona, guys. What the hell? What's going on? This is the third and final time we're doing this shit. You guys, one more time.
This guy? That guy. I can't tell.
Since you can't tell, this goes to the czar.
Sounded like Austin to me.
Austin Hughes is here! Keep it going for these guys, though. Come on.
White privilege.
All right. You can only go so quick. I mean, we don't want them to fall and break their face. Make this memorable. Up next, we got a great friend of mine, Mr. Downtown Rossi Brown. Everybody.
Hey, just a quick shout out to you. Since COVID, we've not got to see Rossi. He hasn't done comedy in a year, so give it up for this motherfucker, guys.
And Bella.
You guys ready? Where did the mic go?
Yeah, I don't know.
You put it back.
How you go now?
To contact Gummy Bear High. All right, so you're gonna start it off. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Bella, you look like everyone on Instagram follows you because you're really funny.
Rossi, you look like a mascot for the friend zone.
Bella, you look like your black tissue me with your Rachel Dolezal looking ass.
Rossi, you look like a professor with a foot fetish.
So, Bella, you're a comic?
See.
You're a stripper?
Also.
You're looking like you're trying to fill that hole in your life that your father left.
You're not wrong. Rossi. You look like the Easy Bake Oven version of True Stories.
you look like Victoria's Secret elite.
You look like you're not old enough to be in here. How did you get in here?
You look like your stripper name is Pussy Galore, because you're still gonna die surrounded by cats in your apartment.
You're good. Good.
Please the fifth. All right, that was exciting. A lot of good energy on that one. I felt it, guys. All right. Let's hear it for Mr. Downtown Rossa Brown. Let's hear it for Miss Bella. I believe that was Rossi. Rossi, hey, good job, everybody up here right now.
Hey, I think you need to eat some more pizza there. Tomorrow I'm gonna be like, man, the show is great. He's like, did I go? Did I go to the show? All right, so the next two comedians we have, America's favorite stepdad, Kevin Williams, everybody, come on up. And there's a lot of things I can say that I'm not going to. Amanda Beth, everybody. All right, so you're going to start? You're good? You're good? And 3, 2, 1, go.
Amanda Beth, your pussy looks like it's been beat up so many times that Rihanna feels sorry for it. It's a roast, get ready.
You look like you'd be very comfortable as the middleman on a luge team.
You look like you've definitely sat on your own labia before.
You look like if a glass of milk had a three-way with Captain America and Chewbacca's freshly shaved left nut.
You look like you've been nailed against more double-wide trailer walls than the rebel flag.
The South will rise again.
You look like you'd enjoy sticking your head out of a car window on a long drive.
You look like if you were the inventor of Apple, your name would be Hand Jobs.
You look like you could give a TED Talk about margarine.
And time, everybody, give it up for these guys. All right, for Mr. Kevin Williams. And for Amanda Beth.
That's tough. That's tough.
And Cammy.
Kevin!
No pressure. Someone's gonna go home crying, and it's all because of you.
Come on, patriarchy.
Kevin! Good job, give it up for both these guys.
Old white men.
All right, and the next two comics we have is Mr. Rich Morgan. Give it up for Rich Morgan. And Mr. Rhys, folks, everybody. So, I wanted to write some of these, and I didn't, but I did want to say, you look like the villain in any teenager vampire movie.
I fucking had that. That was
You
not
didn't have that. Lies. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, so you're going to start. 1, 2, 3, go.
Rhys, you simultaneously look like a Fall Out Boy head redditor, but also what happens to a young Republican when they get high for the first time.
Rich, you look like the exact opposite of your first name.
Rhys, you look like you're really often like reminiscent of the year 2006 or some shit.
Rich, you look like you and Marky Mark had like a great time beating up black guys when you were high.
Rhys, you look like they took Leonardo DiCaprio and put him in a machine and did whatever the opposite they did in Captain America was.
Rich, you look like Josh Bates, but somehow less funny.
Rhys, you look like Josh wrote that joke for you.
Rich, you look like you got kicked out of your kid's birthday party for taking up too much space in the ball pit.
Rhys, you look like one of Cammy's pops gained sentience and wandered up on fucking stage here.
Rich, you look like your breakfast this morning was a Big Mac, a large Coke, and all the minor characters in Spirited Away.
And time, everybody, give it up for these guys. He doesn't look like me.
Every time.
All right, so make some noise for Rich Morgan. And make some noise for Rhys Foulke. Gotta give that one to Rhys, everybody. Okay, my next two comedians is gonna be. All right, our next ones are going to be Laura Dixon and Doug Smith. Last minute now, there you go. All right, are you guys done? You're going to start Doug? Give it up for Doug real quick. He filled the spot last minute, so give it up for him. All right, so here we go. Count of three. We're going to start. 1, 2, 3.
Laura, you look like Barbie if she shopped at Hot Topic. And dated guys from Spencer's.
Doug, you look like a guy who lived in his van and yet still failed at being a hippie.
Okay, fine. Laura, you look like a very beautiful young lady who has a vast and gorgeous career ahead of her. I did this last minute, guys. So did Laura.
Doug, you look like a guy who got COVID and then somehow used that fact to say that you're immune so you can fuck girls.
Laura, you look like one of the girls I fucked during lockdown.
Doug, you look like a guy who could only get fucked during lockdown.
You look like a fucking bitch.
Doug, you look like the kind of guy who tries to get a girl out, but you can't because you still live in your parents' attic.
All right, time. Give it up for these guys. All right, and Doug Smith. Laura Dixon. Thank you guys. Laura, on to the next round. She looks like she just got back from a Mad Max porno filming. Hey. What's that? In space? Oh, I thought someone said in space. All right, next two we have for the end of our first round. You got Mr. Matt Dietrich, come on up. And everybody's favorite bouncer, Nat Mundy. You guys ready?
Yeah.
You're gonna start?
Sounds good.
1, 2, 3, go.
Matt, you look like patient zero for a new type of hepatitis.
Matt, you look like white toast.
Matt, you look like the underachiever of the trailer park.
You look like mayonnaise gives you heartburn.
You look like you belong to the Brokeback Mountain version of Wild Hogs.
You look like that mustache came with a NAMBLA membership.
You look like Andrew Dice Clay and Courtney Love had an autistic child.
You look like you bring your toothbrush with you to restaurants.
You look like heroin is your pregame.
You look like unsalted grits.
They're both weird looking. Let's hear it for Matt. And let's hear it for Nat. My ears may deceive me, but it sounds like that. Keep going for everybody who participated. It's hurt for feelings.
We're on to the second round.
We're on to, the top 8.
Top 8. First people. Thank you. You have Sean Vaughn Music. Johnny, come on over here. And Mona Bender. Sorry for the short notice.
Hello. Thank you.
All right. Do you guys know the cover of Almost Famous? It would be called Almost Attractive. Jesus, sorry. I had to do it. Sean, are we ready?
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go, Sean.
Mona, you look like a cross between Glenn Danzig and Janis Joplin.
Sean, you look like you get into love triangles with girls that work at Panera Bread.
Mona, you look like the nice bus driver lady that moonlights as an herbalist.
You look like you think that the strippers really like you.
You look like a hallucinogenic frog that licked its own back. That was actually for Dan.
You look like a guy's dad that I beat up in middle school.
You look like an outer space moon god. It's more of an observation.
That was really nice. You look up to your son.
Let's see. You look like an emaciated grizzly. That was for Bill.
You look like you think that girls don't like you because you're a nice guy.
Alrighty. Let's hear it for Sean. Let's hear it for Mike. Congratulations to both of you. We got an exciting track coming around.
Okay, I can't take you anywhere. All right, so the next two that we have up is going to be Austin and Rossi. Come on up. Are we good? Are we good, audience? Are we having a good time? You ready, buddy? All right, let's do it. And go.
Rossi, you look like the only guy who makes skinny jokes about.
Austin, Austin, you look like the dishwasher I buy my weed from.
Rossi, you look like you lived in the house before Mr. Rogers gentrified the neighborhood.
Austin, you look like you were in computer science club with me.
You look like the guy women talk to because they feel bad. That one was all.
Austin, you look like you're on those websites that people check when they buy houses.
You look like the guys masturbate to because you're legal jailbait.
Austin, you look like you're the only person I could bully.
You look like Miles Morales, but in the dimension where he didn't become Spider-Man and he just worked at T-Mobile.
Austin, you look like you just proved my point.
Give it up for these guys! Walk off. Give it up for Austin. Let's see where this is going. Give it up for Austin. You guys killed it. Thank you. All right, our next two is Kevin and Rhys. Come on up. All right, and Rhys is going to start it off. You good?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Go.
Kevin, you look like a nightmare I had once where I grew up really old and then got AIDS.
Rhys, you look like your white privilege has its own Tesla.
That's funny, because you look like the dad from the Brady Bunch if he ever got arrested for touching his kids.
Rhys, you look like you can quote the most effective human weight to roofie ratio off the top of your head.
Kevin, you look like the Rogaine is barely working.
Rhys, you look like it would take at least a few minutes for you to scroll past all the Blairs and Chets in your contact list.
You look like you call yourself a biker, but it's really like a gay little road bike.
You look like a spokesperson for ranch-flavored LaCroix.
All right, well, I mean, we might have to end up this one. You look like this is your first time wearing a t-shirt.
You look like the only fight you'll ever win is a legal one, because when you're white, you're right.
And time. There we go. Give it up for these guys. All right, and for Rhys. And for Mr. Kevin Williams. Here we go, Kevin Williams is your winner.
The final four? Not yet. We will in a break. All right.
And our next two comedians, they're coming up here. We have Laura, Dixon, and Matt Mundy. Come on up. You guys ready? I gotta find out where I got these gummies. All right, and you'll go ahead and start, Laura. And 1, 2, 3, go.
Matt, you look like a guy who says he's into kinky shit, but he actually needs a safe word for light bondage.
Laura, you look like you've never been able to date a guy taller than you.
You look like you thought about being in a biker gang once, but then chickened out.
You look like you think hashtags are a personality trait.
You look like a guy who decided to join the Hells Angels, but only so you could be a narc.
You look like your spirituality crystals aren't working.
You look like you only got a job as a bouncer because you were bullied too much in high school and need an outlet for your rage.
You look like you've never had a mimosa without posting a pic of it online.
You look like you get your jokes from the front page of Reddit.
That's it. Yeah.
That's where I get my jokes. Lord Dixon. Yeah, Mundy. Lord Dixon got it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So now we are at our final 4 comedians. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 5-minute break, give you a chance to sit up, go to the bathroom, get a drink. We're going to start in 5 minutes, all right? Let's do it. 5 minutes, guys.
I just want to let everybody know about the gummies I took earlier. You can get them at Smoky Brew on James Island. They're Delta 8. If you take a bunch of them, they get you where you need to go. So it's like forget stuff. Like it's nice. So Smoky Brew, James Island.
Do you get like a cup?
No, it's just what we do to capitalism.
All right, so we're down to our final 4 comedians. You guys have been an awesome crowd. You guys have called it how I would have called it. You guys are good judges, so thank you. Before we start, I do want to say a big shout out to Gammy for letting us do the show tonight. Also, a big shout out to Gammy because she's booking way less musicians and bringing more comedy. So speaking of that, on June 12th, we have an amazing comedian from Atlanta, Katie Hughes. She's been on ABC, she's been on Late Night, she's an amazing comedian. We have her coming in on June 12th. So if you go to either the Sparrow Facebook page, Lowcountry Lowlifes page on Facebook, you can find the event. If you put in your ticket code, Smackdown, you get $4 off your ticket. All right? Tonight only, that's for you guys. Smackdown is the code. All right? Cool? All right, cool. I hope to see you guys there on the 12th. So, without further ado. Without further ado. No more further ado. Yeah, more ado.
You look like you want to.
All right, so the next 2 comedians we have, Modem Binder, come on up. And the good old downtown Rossi Brown. Pick up your weapons. And Rossi, you're going to start it off. 3, 2, 1, go.
Mona, you look like a manic pixie nightmare.
Rossi, you look like one of True Story's abortions gained sentience and came back to revenge.
You look like you look like Janis Joplin. You look like Janis Joplin if she died from an overdose of cheeseburgers.
You look like you hang out in bars full of only white people so you can be the cool guy.
You look like the second dishwasher I buy my weed from.
You look like fucking Norbit.
It looked like you took the SATs and it came back positive for type 2 diabetes.
You look like if Bob the drag queen had stayed in the closet.
Deep cut?
That's a deep cut. You look like the spokesmodel for Birkenstocks.
You look like your parents' first forgot to tell you you were black.
I'm calling it. Downtown Rossi Brown. Come on up in. The audience has decided. Give it up for Mona Binder and Rossi Brown. The last two in our final four. Give it up for Kevin Williams and Laura Dixon.
You guys rock! Fuck yeah!
All right. You ready?
Ready?
Let's do it. Your start.
Laura, you look like you've had more fingers inside you than a 12-pound rental bowling ball.
That's a lot of fingers. Shit. Must be true. That's a lot of fingers.
Kevin, you look like you think IPAs and tacos are a personality trait.
Laura, you look like your hair roots are so abused that they sing spirituals at night to Kevin.
Secretly screaming, "Blue Lives Matter" in your head.
Laura, you look like you fucked your way to the middle of the Charleston comedy scene.
Kevin, you look like it takes every bone in your body not to rat people out for just smoking weed.
It was Delta 8.
Yeah. Laura, you look like you have your own parking spot at Planned Parenthood. Mr. Rhodes, I better not hear you guys say hostility. Mr. Rhodes.
Kevin, you look like somebody who should have never made it out of Planned Parenthood.
Laura, you look like you hit your head a lot on headboards.
Kevin, you look like the kind of guy I would reject for not because you could never sleep with a girl who looks like me.
Give it up to these guys. Come on. Come it out. The Planned Parenthood. Okay. Kevin Williams. Laura Dixon. Okay, stop cheating. Let's try it again. One more time. Kevin Williams. Yeah. Laura Dixon. Kevin Williams, everybody. So we're down to the final two.
I'm nervous as shit.
Dan is nervous eating over here. All right. Hey, comics. I'll wait for you guys. No, stay down. Calm down. Relax.
Simmer down now. This is the finals.
Now it gets real. Now shit gets real.
For kids.
So you guys have been hearing them shit on each other for quite a while. Right? I'm mixing it up. They have no idea what I'm about to do. I need a volunteer from the audience. That's not a comedian. She's saying that. The birthday girl, come on up, Sarah.
No.
The contenders here, let's bring up Kevin and Mona. Come on up.
Did you bring me up here because you have fucking pizza for me or what?
Yeah, you can have some pizza. Sit down.
I got some sauce I can put on my finger.
Alright, so we do have the birthday girl. She's born tomorrow. She'll sit there and blab about it. Who gives a shit, okay? It's a birthday girl. So, what we're going to do, you guys have no idea what I'm about to do, but I'm sure you can figure it out. So, we're going to do a round. We're doing 2 rounds. They'll roast each other in a minute, but now their job for 45 seconds, one at a time, is to roast this bitch right here. Let me see what I got here.
Got no notes on this person.
Use your eyes.
Yeah, use your eyes, that's all you need.
We're gonna see who's better at this on the fly.
Use that police intuition, Kevin.
Alright, sit down and eat your pizza. Sit down and eat your pizza. Here, just eat, now we'll get more. Are we good? You got this? You got it. We'll do about 30-45 seconds. We'll do a little shorter round. Hey, your job is to shut the fuck up. Stay quiet. Don't be a heckler. Alright, here we go. We're going to start with Kevin. And everybody, shh, let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. I know it's exciting. I know there's a lot of directions out there. Let's tone it down. Sarah. So in 3, 2, 1, Kevin.
Sarah, you look like you didn't pay attention when they told us how to apply sunscreen.
Okay.
Sarah, you look like it's either your 30th or 52nd birthday.
Sarah, you look like you lie all the time to get free drinks on your birthday.
But, yeah.
It's not your fucking birthday is what I'm saying. You're
You look like you told your friend that you accidentally left your bra at home before you borrowed her locker. But it wasn't an accident. You just wanted to feel free tonight.
Sarah, it looks like you couldn't afford your makeup this month because you spent too much money on lube. Sorry, I reused a joke that I was going to use on somebody else. I'm not that good.
Sarah, it looks like you didn't buy suntan lotion because you spent all your money on batteries.
This is not a Hitachi Watts, just remember that, alright? Alright, give it up for Sarah at the right hand count. You want more pizza? You want to help down? Where's your entourage? She wants more pizza. Yeah, give her the pizza. Here, eat some pizza.
Take the pizza.
No, I'm fucking.
Okay, fine.
You don't want the pizza?
That was delicious.
Alright. Conversation's over.
We love you. You're the best.
Help her out. Thank you, Sarah. All right. Are we ready for the finals, guys? All right, here we go. What?
Should be like a Joe burnout. Everything they've got.
Yeah, we're gonna go until they're done.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, whatever. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Mona, you look like Cardi Triple D.
Kevin, you look like you played devil's advocate for every guy that got Me Too'd in live action up until Kevin Spacey.
You look like Rosie O'Donnell if she just dabbled in dick.
You look like you go to south of the border for the culture.
You look like you're the backup key holder for Hot Topic.
You look like if King of the Hill made a live action and made them all
Mona, you look like your retirement fund consists of 1 Dogecoin and a free Frosty coupon from Wendy's.
You look like you push for diversity in the scene so that you can make racist jokes.
Mona, you look like you're the love child of Fred Durst and Robert Smith from The Cure.
Kevin, you look like a narc.
It's true, I'm searching everybody in here before you leave now. It's a fucking bus. Mona, you look like the human version of Myrtle Beach.
Jesus.
And you look like the human version of Goose Creek.
North Myrtle Beach or Kevin Williams. Mona Binder. The night is still young. Please keep drinking a little bit before Kevin kicks you out. And hope to see you guys. Remember that we have open mic here starting on the 31st every Monday. If you feel like trying this, be my guest. Other than that, we'll see you guys. Have a good night. Drive safe.